these precious souls and give them wings, wings that will soar far away from this troubled world. To heaven on which they can fly.
Eat your food, son.
Mum, you've got to stop this. Mum.
That is his food, not yours. Eat your food before it gets cold. Come on, eat your food.
Michelle, this has got to stop. Enough is enough.
Look what I just found. This whole album is filled with pictures of you and the family. Oh, look here, these. You remember these? How about this one?
Mum, I think it's time you let it go.
Don't be ridiculous. Eat your food.
Michelle, how much longer we're going to continue like this?
Leave me alone. I cannot hear my son.
Mum, I think it's time you let it go. You've got to move on. For Dad and me.
I can't.
Michelle, I'm hurting too. It's been over a year now. We cannot live on like this.
You've got to let me go.
I know.
Clear a path up to heaven on which they can fly. Hey, Lord, Lord, take these souls.
She was shot and killed on January 29th as she stood with a few friends at a neighborhood park not too far from the school where she was an honor student. Days before, she had performed as a band majorette at events for the inauguration of President Obama. This precious, innocent young woman was a victim of mindless gang violence.
Last July at 3:24, my phone rang. It was someone I didn't know telling me my brother had been stabbed. I'd never really seen one dead before, and seeing my brother lie there so still and unmoving, I knew he was never really going to come back. He was stabbed for his phone on £20.57. My mother never got over it. It burnt her heart to the ground knowing her son had died like that. I moved home for a little while afterwards, and for months afterwards, I would hear them sobbing in their room. We'd spend evenings together just crying, holding each other. looking for a peace that never came.
She was only 16 years old, full of wondrous prospects in her life, taken away by a single bullet. She was murdered. She was murdered by a child. Why is our youth killing our youth?
I remember watching a news story of a mother who held the body of her 13-year-old son. He was walking home one night with a friend when he was killed by a drive-by shooting. He made one last phone call to his mother. Imagine receiving that one last phone call from your son.
На Украине, откуда я родом, распространено такое дело, как торговля людьми. Я знаю нескольких девочек, 13-14 лет, которым пообещали хорошую работу, хорошие условия в другой стране. И они покинули Украину в надежде на лучшую жизнь. Но никакой лучшей жизни там не было. Там было жестокое обращение с ними, насилие. У них отобрали паспорта по приезду. И добро пожаловать в сексуальное рабство. Они больше никогда не вернулись домой. Родители их больше никогда не увидели. А матеря винят себя всю свою оставшуюся жизнь за то, что не смогли остановить свое чадо от безумного поступка.
Two days before the filming of this project, I received a text from back home that read that a friend of mine had supposedly been killed, with a link to the video of the crime report. I hesitantly watched the video in disbelief as the report stated that my friend had been in the vehicle with 3 young men who opened fire on him before dumping his lifeless body into a shopping center full of people. A witness stated that a young woman entered the building, covered in blood, asking for help. I immediately felt grief, not just for him, but for her. She had been his girlfriend for years, and I knew all too well the pain of losing a loved one. A little over 2 years ago, I received a call similar to the text. It informed me that a friend of mine for over 10 years had been gunned down outside his apartment home. He was only 21. And like many of the young men losing their lives to gun violence, he was a friend, a lover, a father, a brother, and a son. He will forever be missed. They will forever be missed.